Hello YouTube and welcome to the channel. This is my first video review in a series I want to call Let's Talk. We're going to talk about Spirited Away today. So I recently watched this movie in theaters as part of the Studio Ghibli Fan Fest. They do this every year and they normally show one Studio Ghibli per month. And this month's movie was Spirited Away. Now, I had previously watched Spirited Away before going to the theaters, but I decided to take my family and go watch it again. I have a little bit of a unique history with this movie because I didn't feel the way that I do about it now. Um, when I first watched Spirited Away back in 2024, um, I gotta be honest, I didn't really like this movie. A lot of things just didn't really stick out to me, such as I wasn't really connecting that much with the character or the world or just about anything really. The a lot of the complex themes was going over my head at the time and it just didn't click with me and I didn't understand as to why Spirited Away was so beloved by many. Um so I recently decided to watch it again with my family and that opinion has changed big time because let me tell you, I think that this movie is one of their best movies. I don't think it's as good as something like Howl's Moving Castle or Princess Mononoke, um, but I do think that this is a really good movie, and I'll tell you why. Um, Part of what makes a Studio Ghibli so special to me and to a lot of people is their characters. Their characters is just so endearing. You just love the way that they write their characters. Their stories are really good and they resonate with you. They have a lot of complex themes. Um, they have a lot of complex themes that resonates with me as an adult. Their animation is just second to none. They have just some of the best animation in any form of like anime, and but then that applies for both Western and Japanese anime, in my opinion. And the attention to detail in their world building and the worlds that they make, Studio Ghibli just makes like these big vast and beautiful worlds that you just want to live in and that you just want to get lost in. And this world here is no exception. And they just make feel good movies that make you feel happy and feel really good about yourself. Um, so the story in Spirited Away is about a young girl named Chihiro who is moving away from her hometown to start a new life somewhere else, and her family takes a detour and they find this abandoned theme park like area. And her parents are turned into greedy pigs by a witch named Yubaba. And eventually, Shihiro has to sign a contract and she has to work in a bathhouse. I'm sure a lot of people already know the story of Spirited Away, so you don't really need me to sit here to recap it for you. Um, some other points here that I have about this movie that I'd like to bring up is Shihiro. I didn't really like her character arc when I first watched this movie or her character in general, but that has changed because I love Chihiro in this movie, and she's one of my favorite protagonists in their filmography. Chihiro goes from a scared little girl that's scared of the world around her to a brave and confident heroine by the end of the film. She truly is one of Studio Ghibli's best main protagonists they have created, and I see why so many people love her character. The side characters are also really well written and memorable, such as No Face and Haku. They have a lot of very creative designs that's been inspired by Japanese folklore. Um, Another good point I'd like to bring up about this movie is um, Studio Ghibli is known for creating these vast, immersive worlds, and you just get whisked away in. And Spirited Away is no different. Spirited Away is one of their strongest. Everything about this world is just so vibrant and colorful and just oozing with detail. I truly believe that this world in particular and the attention to detail that's presented here is just some of the best that any film has to offer. Um, Another thing that I find that really resonates with me with this Ghibli movie compared to other Ghibli movies is the themes. this movie has like a lot of complex themes, such as growing older and becoming more independent, such as greed and capitalism that's found in like the bathhouse, and the loss of identity from hustle culture and work. Those are themes, especially as an adult approaching my 30s. Those are just themes that I find that really resonate with me, and that just means a lot to me. And I'm happy that that was able to get represented here in such a beautiful way. Another thing that is something that should be noted is like the shots in this movie are just breathtaking. Like the way that this movie is shot, Studio Ghibli just knows how to really just make a scene, just make it so beautiful. Like any scene in a Ghibli movie, especially this one, you can just take a picture of it and just make it your lock screen. That's just how good that's just how good their animation is and the way that they shoot their scenes. It's beautiful. In particular, the train scene. A lot of people love that scene because it's like a more of like a quieter moment and you just get to like really just sit there and like really take in the world. But my favorite's the flower garden scene. I just really love that scene, and Chihiro and Haku have like a really good special moment that builds a lot to her character during that scene. The soundtrack also is another thing to note. I've been listening to this soundtrack ever since I left the theater, especially the song "The Name of the Life." It's just so beautiful and peaceful. I've just been listening to it nonstop, and I think this is probably maybe the best Ghibli soundtrack. Um, I highly recommend you, if you don't watch the movie, at least listen to the soundtrack. The next month is The Boy and the Heron. I definitely want to go watch that movie because I really loved The Boy and the Heron when it came out. Uh, but I feel like it's something that goes underappreciated. So I'm definitely going to try to go watch that movie next month. This is all I really have to say. Um, it's a great movie. I highly recommend anyone who is into films or anime to check out Spirited Away if you haven't already, because it truly is a beautiful movie. And that's all I have. See ya. Thank you for tuning in.